Good morning, everybody. Red River Farm Network listeners, reporting agriculture's business from the Cattle Industry Convention in Nashville, Tennessee. I'm Megan Overby on the Red River Farm Network and joined this morning with North Dakota Stockmen's Association President Jeff Schafer. Jeff, you farm and ranch in that New Rockford area. Thanks so much for taking time to talk.
No problem. Thanks for having us this morning, Megan.
Yes, so let's dive right into it. How has convention gone thus far?
Quick. It's been good. There's some uplifting stories. We talk about we maybe turn the hump on cattle numbers and pricing looks good. The drought's obviously going to have an effect on that. It might push this cattle cycle forward a little bit more on the numbers side of it, which is unfortunate. But, long term, it looks like the markets are going to come back.
Yes, so first let's talk about those couple things, the cattle prices, as you mentioned, and inventory numbers, you name it. But first let's talk drought, because that's really a story, a top story that's hitting close to home. It still is. Sounds like that drought may stick around for a while. So what's the situation on your farm and ranch?
We hooked 30 hundredths of rain on Monday night, which was a blessing. That was the first rain we've had for 2-3 weeks. Neighbors got a little bit more and some got less. So it was really spotty again. I think it was spotty throughout the state. And you're absolutely right. The drought is on everyone's mind. And as you listened to our Douglas yesterday morning, it doesn't look like there's going to be any reprieve through the winter. And we got a potential of a change in weather pattern maybe coming next spring. But it looks to me like nothing's going to change. So we're in it for the long haul, it looks like.
And somebody made that point to me tomorrow. If that forecast is maybe on the longer range of what he was explaining, Mr. Art Douglas, that means we may have to go through another growing season and a half of battling these dry conditions.
Right, and we need something in the reserve, and there just isn't anything right now. So, if we don't get some fall rain, our forage growth next year is going to be definitely affected.
Well, one positive that we did take away from yesterday's events here at Cattle Convention was certainly the cattle market and industry outlook as a whole. That is looking more positive. We have that liquidation or declining of the cow herd, as well as prices look fairly attractive in the next 6 month to 1 year outlook.
They do, and that's encouraging, and everyone likes to look forward to what's coming, and it's always nice to have a little bit of good news in front of us with all the bad news that we've got currently.
Yes, well, and we're meeting in our respective committees, policy committees, if you will, during convention, and yesterday we had some tax policy discussions that took place. And at this point, it's not law, so we don't need to throw all the red flags. But there is some language when we talk about some of this infrastructure package talk that is concerning as it relates to tax policies and how it would affect farmers and ranchers.
You're right, and they gave some examples, and you're right, it's not law yet, but just so it's on everyone's radar, if this infrastructure bill does pass, there's going to be over $1 trillion worth of taxes that has to be raised to pay for a portion of this bill, and it's concerning because they're really coming after agriculture as a way to fund this, and it looks to me like tax rates could go up by substantial. So just to be on everyone's radar and talk to your congressional delegation that agriculture does not need this.
Yes, certainly. Well, and we're having some more positive conversations today. A lot of talk and buzz around sustainability. That's been a buzzword in the industry for a year or two now, and really farmers and ranchers are on board with sustainability.
Right, and I was fortunate enough to be on that task force, and one thing about it was grassroots. Everyone that sat on that task force was a farmer rancher, and we developed this plan. It's going to be released this morning, and kudos to that group. It was really fun to be engaged. It was border to border, north to south, east to west, and you're right. Sustainability is a word that's used often. Some of us are tired of it, but by the same token, we all know we're sustainable. We just got to continue to improve and do what we do best.
Yes, certainly. Well, again, Jeff, appreciate it. Thanks so much.
Thank you, Megan.
Again, Jeff Schafer with the North Dakota Stockmen's Association and ranches at New Rockford, North Dakota. We're reporting agriculture's business from the Cattle Industry Convention here in Nashville, Tennessee. We want to thank once again the North Dakota Stockmen's Association for sponsoring our trip here. Have a good day, everybody.